All right, you may have that job you absolutely hate, or you're getting the Monday morning blues and it's not even Saturday yet. Guys, in this video, I'm gonna show you how to quit your job through real estate investing. That was my absolute dream, was to quit my job and be a real estate investor. All right, in this video, I'm gonna give you multiple ways to quit your job through real estate investing. And one of these points, stick around to the very end. It's gonna show you how to earn an additional $10,000 per month so you can absolutely guarantee quit your job with confidence. All right, so why in the heck did I wanna quit my job? You know, I was always away, always gone, always training, always deployed while I was in the military. I was in the military for 8.5 years, and I probably only slept in my bed about 4 of those years. So I'm about to go on my second deployment, and I'm leaving, and we got all of our affairs in order. I say goodbye to my wife at the airport, and then I go into Afghanistan about a week later, and then I no longer hear from my wife. She literally had gotten so tired of me being gone all the time, she left me. Like, she left me on my second deployment. For some of you, your reason to quit your job might not be as big as mine was. But fast forward about another year later, I've met another woman, the woman of my dreams, Emily. We have 3 amazing children together, and we're actually pregnant with our first child, and it hit me. I'm gone again. I'm always gone. I'm always training. I'm always leaving. I'm always deployed. And it hit me. I've got to quit my job. I gave myself 24 months, 2 years. I gave myself a timeline that I was going to be out of the military, not because I hated the military. I absolutely loved it. I loved the benefits, the peace of mind, the confidence, the friendships that I made into it. But I didn't want to go through the fact of not being there for my children, seeing my first child walk, which I didn't get to see that. I wanted to see my second child walk, and I didn't want another wife to leave me. That was painful. So I had to quit my job. So in this video, I'm going to show you all the ways that you can, start a business in real estate, a business that serves you, your families, and others. So I had a 2-year time frame to quit my job, and I was searching for answers frantically. I was listening to all the podcasts. I was reading books. I was getting up at 4 a.m. to read and study. I would do my personal time and just get things done before most people even woke up. There was a great book that I want to recommend that helped me through this journey, and it's called The Miracle Morning. It showed me how to get up early and just get things done and eat that frog, like Brian Tracy says. If you got something to do, you got to get it off your plate. Eat the frog first. Or maybe and it's really the frog is the big thing you got to get done that day to get you further to your goals. So that's eating the frog. And I would do that every single morning. And I finally found the answer. The answer was buying raw vacant land. So I was searching for answers. I found actually podcasts of a guy talking about how he was buying land at crazy discounts and selling the stuff like the next day for like double his money, triple his money, quadruple his money sometimes. And I was like, you know what? I can do that same exact thing. So I found a list, and it was a list of the tax delinquent land. And this was literally land in El Paso County, Colorado, of people not paying their taxes on their land. So I was able to get it from the county treasurer. She sent me the list, and I had to scrub the list. I had to literally individually look up who the owner was, what their mailing address was, and what the property address. But I was able to get all this on a Excel spreadsheet. It was so time consuming. And if I had it to do all over again, I would have gotten someone to help me with this, like a virtual assistant that you can find on Upwork.com. There's so much talent out there. You can find people that'll help you with like $4, $5, $6 an hour, or a high school student that can plug these schedule numbers. They're called schedule or APN numbers. These were the land records of people not paying their back taxes. So we put them in, we put the schedule number in, find the mailing address, find the property address, and then I sent them a postcard saying, hey, my name's Brent Bowers. I'd like to buy your land at a no hassle, fair price. If you're interested, call me. Well, my phone absolutely exploded. Out of the 687 postcards I sent, I got about 80 phone calls back. Well, I told you I was a busy Army officer. I was busy training, busy with my family. I had 2 children by this time. Like, I had a baby that was like 2 months old, and I wanted to see my wife. And I also had like all these obligations, so I didn't have time to call all these people back. So I called 20 of them back. Out of those 20, I did 2 land deals that netted me over $4,500 each. And the second land deal gave me a passive income of $400 a month cash. This guy would bring me cash every single month, and I wanted more of that. My goal was to make $10,000 a month so I could perfectly, comfortably get out of the military, afford dental insurance, health insurance. In my case, it was the military. Your case, it might be just the JOB. And I'm showing you how to start a business that will serve you, your family, and others. So I had these two perfect, amazing deals that just happened. And I'm like, there's no way this can keep working this well. Well, I kept mailing. I found another list. This list was also like the county records. Basically, I found it from a program called PropStream. You can get access to that program by going to the landsharkslist.com, and stick with me. I'm gonna give you several other resources, the exact postcard I sent, exactly what to say, all these things. So let's keep rolling. So also, the links I'm giving you are also below in the description so you can find them easily. So I went to the landsharkslist.com and they give you a 7-day free trial with PropStream, and I pulled up the entire county record of all the land in the county. And what I would do, I would mail 300 of these a week, and I would actually give them an exact offer letter. I would send them a letter saying, hey, I will pay you this exact amount for your land, and these things would come back signed and returned to me. It was just the craziest thing in the world. They would email them, they would fax them, they would send them back to me, United States Postal Service. I'm gonna give you that letter, but you've got to stick with me till the end. So let's keep going. So I would send this letter and they would call, and then I would have to talk to them, and really it wasn't a huge negotiation strategy. I'm not a salesperson, so I would really just create a relationship and see what problem I can solve for these people. Like, what is the challenge? Why are you holding onto this land? Oh, you inherited it. Oh, you received the land. Oh, you've been paying back taxes for 10 years. There was all these things where people just wanted to monkey off their back. This is kind of like the old saying, one man's trash turns into another man's treasure, because most of the time people can't figure out why someone would sell me a piece of land that's worth, say, $10,000 for like $2,000 or maybe $3,000. I'm telling you guys, it happens all the time. I've done over 289 land deals in the last 4 years. It absolutely works. I have over 100 of these notes paying me every single month, but it allowed me to quit my JOB, my job that I didn't hate, but I was afraid I was gonna lose another family if I didn't get out of it. So let's talk about how to build this. So step one, you wanna pick your playground. You wanna pick an area. I recommend the first time when you're just getting started in land, you wanna pick a playground, a county that is with about 2 to 2.5 hours from you. I chose my own backyard because I can go meet the seller if I needed to. I can meet the buyer and collect the cash if I needed to. Funny story for you. I actually got a bank, went under contract with me to buy a piece of land that they owned, that they were behind on their taxes, for $25,000. This land was worth over $100,000. It was 44 acres next to Schriever Air Force Base in Colorado. We went under contract for $25,000. I got this thing at 25 cents on the dollar. It's worth $100,000. Well, I was nervous. I was like, oh my God, if I don't buy this land, I don't have $25,000 to buy it. So this was like the biggest one I was going after, and it was like on my 4th land deal. So what did I do? It was Friday night, couldn't sleep that night. I got up Saturday morning and went out and put out 33 bandit signs. Where'd the 33 number come from? It came from Tom Kroll with Wholesaling Inc. He said, when you're trying to sell a wholesale house, go out and put out 33 bandit signs. And I remember that teaching that he gave me. And guys, today I have the privilege of being a Wholesaling Inc. land coach. Wholesaling Inc. is student first. We make sure our students earn revenue. We keep revenue in the first position. It's instruction, and then that turns into action. You take the action and the result comes. That's where the education comes from. So back to picking that playground with the bank. I put out the 33 bandit signs, 44 acres, must sell, 38K. Mind you, I had it under contract for $25,000. I'm trying to make a quick bump. I'm gonna sell the contract for a quick $13,000. I had it under contract for $25,000. I was selling it for 38K. Well, as I'm putting these signs out, I'm like halfway done. I'm like sign 15, 16, maybe 17. My phone rings and someone says, hey, get this sign off my property. You can't put it here. I'm throwing it in the dumpster. I was like, I'm so sorry. I apologize. Well, the phone rings again a minute later, and I'm like bracing for impact. I'm like, someone's about to yell at me again. And it was a sweet man. He goes, you know, me and my wife have been driving around for 2 weeks looking for land to buy. We sold our ranch in Texas. Where are you at? We see these signs popping up. I was like, well, I'm actually so-and-so here. So we met on the side of the road in front of the land, and he said, I'll take it. We shook hands. He's buying it for me for $38,000. He got the deal of the lifetime. I got the deal of the lifetime. And the next day, someone else called me off my signs and offered me an even higher price. and I couldn't take it because I'd already shaken hands with this gentleman on the side of the road. But that higher price would have put about another $15,000 in my pocket. So all that to say is you want to pick a playground within about a 2.5-hour radius of where you currently live, because this gives you power. It gives you the ability to go out and put these signs out. It gives you boots on ground. Maybe you're stationed somewhere like Korea or Alaska. Then you got to go where you're comfortable at. Maybe your hometown, your previous place you've lived, and you've got to recruit people. You got to get them on your team to join your forces with us. Next, let's pick a list of people we've got to talk to. But before I do, I want you to subscribe to this channel. I'm talking all things land investing. I show you how to buy land, how to sell land. So definitely subscribe to this channel before I tell you how to find a list. All right, so let's talk about this list of landowners you want to communicate with. I'd already mentioned it once, but that's the landsharkslist.com. You can get a 7-day free trial. You can start pulling landowners today. You know how I talked about having to scrub the list with the treasurer, the county treasurer, and the tax delinquent? I had to put the APN number and find the address and the mailing address and the actual owner name. You don't have to do that if you go to the landsharkslist.com. You can start pulling property today, 1 to 5 acre, 3 to 5 acre, or maybe just buildable lots like 5,000 square foot to a 1/4 acre, and start mailing these landowners that LOL, that land offer letter I talked to you about. Why do I call it the LOL? Because every time we get one back, it's like we're getting an asset under contract that we can buy and sell, literally, that we're getting it under contract for less than 50 cents on the dollar. What does that mean? If it's worth 100,000, I get the property for 50,000. Or my 44-acre example, I got that for 25 cents on the dollar. Now granted, sometimes I get better deals than that. Sometimes I get deals for 60 cents on the dollar. It's all averages out, and you've got to keep consistently communicating with your list. Now I'm going to give you the exact letter that I send, and that is the landsharks.com/LOL, as in land offer letter, or laugh out loud. It's also below in the description, but this is how you communicate with them. And what do you say when they call you? Another free gift. This is for you for sticking around, and hopefully you subscribe to my channel already. This other free gift is what to say, and that's the landsharks.com/script. It's also below in the description. Guys, as you know, the real estate market is absolutely exploding right now. There's a huge demand for land, and I've shown you how I've created a passive income from doing those first 2 deals, that example I gave you, to creating over 100 of these notes. What is a note? It's a promise for someone to pay me at a certain % interest rate and for a certain amount of time until it's paid off, and then I transfer the land to them. I've got over 100 of these notes now. I've done over 289 land deals. I'm going to give you my tried and true method. If you're interested, head on over to thelandsharks.com, schedule a call, book a call with my team. We'll see what your goals are, and if we feel like we're a great fit, I'd be honored to coach you.